Hello all, welcome to today's lecture. In this lecture, we will learn about simple interest. So, simple interest is a topic which is mainly related to financial sector or banking sector, uh, in which when we generally borrow money from any bank or any financial institution, we need to pay a certain amount of interest rate. Okay, and that is calculated every year basis, or when we invest in some project or in some financial sector and banks, uh, we also get interest rate as we have invested our money. So in this lecture, that's why it is very important to know that how to calculate that interest amount, okay, which is charged on a particular base principal amount which is in either invested or borrowed. So it is very important to know. That's why we will learn some very basic formula of calculating simple interest amount which is charged on a principal amount, right? So let us first know or define what is simple interest. So simple interest is it is actually a mathematical method, okay, where we, as I mentioned earlier also, where we calculate the interest charged or earned on a specific base principal amount which is either invested or borrowed, right? And obviously the in case of simple interest, the interest rate is kept fixed. There is another concept also which is compound interest, which is beyond the discussion of this particular lecture. In case of compound interest, the interest rate changes every year, or every whatever. If you take month, then it will change every month. If you take year as time period, it will change every year. But in case of simple, one difference between compound interest and simple interest rate is that simple interest rate will be fixed, right, for the number of years for which if you have either invested or borrowed money. Now there are some key concepts uh, which we should definitely know while talking about simple interest. That is principal, rate of interest, time, simple interest, which is actually total interest, and total amount. Okay, so let us see one by one. So first is principal. Principal is the base amount, okay, whichever you have invested or whichever you have borrowed from the bank or financial institution. So that is the base amount is called principal amount. It is the sum of the money, right? Now since you have borrowed money from bank, obviously you have to pay every month some interest rate, otherwise what will be the profit of the bank or the person who have given you loan? So you have if you have made any loan from any bank or any other financial institution, as part of their profit they will charge a interest rate, okay? So this particular percentage of that principal amount is called rate of interest, and it is generally charged per annum basis or per year basis, right? Then time period, suppose I want to borrow the money for my business for 5 years, coming 5 years, so that is the time period. So it is the duration for which the money is borrowed or investment. Or suppose I have opened an fixed deposit where I have invested my 50,000 rupees, and it is for 5 years. The term of that investment is 5 years, so it is called the time or duration. So for 5 years my money will be locked, or for 5 years I have invested my money, and the simple interest will be a simple interest amount will be calculated based on that time period, right? Then simple interest, that is the main objective of this video, that we how we can calculate. Now given all these variables, all these parameters, how we will calculate total interest earned on a particular principal, whether you have borrowed or you have investment, if you have borrowed, what is the total amount you have to pay as interest? Okay. Or if you have investment, what is the total amount that you have to that you will earn as your earnings if you have invested any particular sum of money? So that is simple interest, and total amount is principal plus interest. Total principal, suppose you have invested 1 lakh and you have earned interest 20,000. So 1 lakh plus 20,000 will give you total amount. So these are the basic, these are the key concepts actually which is related to calculation of simple interest or theory of simple interest. Now we will learn a very simple formula. There is a very simple formula of simple interest. This is how simple interest is calculated, where SI, simple interest, is equal to P into R into T by 100. Now what does this P, R, T, all these variables mean? So P is nothing but principal amount, that is the base amount on which you have to pay interest if you have borrowed money. R is the rate of interest, and obviously T is time, duration, right? For how many periods you have borrowed or how many periods you have investment by 100. So if you apply this formula, if you have all this information, you will be able to calculate simple interest, total amount of total simple interest amount, right? So I have a problem also. If you invest 1000 at an annual interest rate of 5% for 3 years, what will be your simple interest? So it is very easy. Here P is, that is principal amount, is 1000. Annual interest rate, which is R, it is 5%, and time is 3 years. So just I will apply this in this formula. So simple interest will be P, that is 1000, into 5%, so 5 into 3, that is time, by 100. 0, 0 will cancel out. Then 5 into 3, 15 into 10 is 150. So total simple interest earned on your principal amount, whichever you have invested, is 150. Right? So this is how we calculate simple interest. Let us solve very easy problem, some easy as well as some moderate level of problems related to simple interest. So this question is that a sum of 5,000 is invested. So my P is 5,000, right? At an annual simple interest of 6%. So my R is 6% for 4 years. So my T is 4. Time duration is 4. So I have to calculate the simple interest, total simple interest at the end of the 4 years. So it is also very simple to calculate. So as you know, P into R into T by 100 is the formula for calculating simple interest. So 5,000 into R, that is 6, into T, that is 4, by 100. Since we have taken by 100, so we will not convert it to decimal. We have already taken 100, right? So we will directly write the rate of interest amount, rate of whatever is the rate of interest. So here also 0, 0 will cancel out. So it will be 50 into 4. Okay, that is 200 into 6. That is 1200. So 1200 will be my simple interest after 4 years if I invest 5,000 at a rate of interest of 6% in any financial project, right? Another problem says that a loan of 2,500 is taken at an annual simple interest rate of 8%. If the total interest paid after a certain number of years is 600, so here simple interest is given. You have to find out how many years was the loan taken. Okay, so here you have to find out that for how many years the loan was taken. Yes, simple interest already it is calculated. Okay, so one variable that you have to find out is years, that is t. What is t? So we know t, which is 2500. We know rate of interest r, which is 8%, and also we know calculated value of simple interest, which is 600. We have to find out t. We don't know t. So let us first write the formula. So simple interest is t into r into t by 100. So simple interest is already given, which is 600 equal to 2500 into 8 into t we don't know by 100. Okay, so we will just solve for this equation. So 0 will cancel out, right? 25 into t, so it will give you t. If you take t this side and 600 this side, so it will give you, so 600 is equal to 200 into t, right? So just I'll take 200 on the side. 600 by 200 equal to t, which is nothing but 3. So t is equal to 3. So this kind of problem can also be there, where simple interest is already calculated and you have to find out the number of years, or sometimes rate of interest also you have to find out given all the variables, right? So this is how we can solve this problem. Let us now move to a moderate level of problem where there will be another case based problem, and we will see what are the question given and how we will calculate this. So the problem says that Mr. Sharma is a small business owner who take a loan of 50,000 from bank A to expand his business. So 50,000 is the loan amount, which means that we can call it the principal amount, right? So 50,000 is the principal amount, right? The loan is provided at a simple interest rate of 8%, which is nothing but 8% per annum for a period of 3 years. Additionally, Mr. Sharma also invests 30,000 in a savings account of Bank B. So he has a loan as well as an investment, okay, in a savings account at Bank B. So there are two banks, Bank A and Bank B, which offers a simple interest rate of 5% per annum for 5 years. So loan and investment has different profile. Loan profile is that he has taken 50,000, where P, that is principal amount, is 50,000. So principal amount is 50,000, which is P, from bank A. Loan percentage is 8, which is R, and it is it is borrowed for 3 years, that is T. So we have P, R and T from bank A, right? And so P of bank A is 50,000, R of bank A is 8%, and T of bank A is 3 years. On the other hand, he has also some investment. He has invested in bank B, where 30,000 is the principal which he has invested in bank B. So 30,000. Okay. Then interest rate RB is 5%, and time duration is 5 years. Right, so the question is, what is the total interest Mr. Sharma has to pay on the loan from bank A? So it is very easy. You just have to applying the simple interest formula, that is SI equal to P into R into T by 100. From this formula, you have to calculate the simple interest. So obviously, since it is asked about bank A, so we will only consider this data, where principal is 50,000 into 8 into 3 by 100, which will give you 12,000. So our answer will be option B. Okay, 12,000. Let us move to the next problem. how much interest does Mr. Sharma earn from his investment in bank B? So same data we'll be using, where principal amount is 30,000, interest rate is 5%, and duration is 5 years, not 3 years. So same formula we will apply, that is P is 30,000, because now interest amount of bank B, that how much interest he has gained, that is asked. So 30,000 is the principal amount, 5%, you can see here 5% is the rate of interest, and it is invested for 5 years. So for 5 years by 100, which will give you, if you just cancel this out, it will give you 7,500. Okay, so our option here, our correct option will be option C. So this is very direct question, although it is based on the textual information, but it is very direct question. Next, we will move to yes, the next question is, what is the additional amount Mr. Sharma needs to pay from business profits to repay the loan, right? So this part of the question I have not read. So this part says to repay the loan, because Mr. Sharma has taken loan from bank A, so he has to repay. So to repay the loan, Mr. Sharma has done two things. Mr. Sharma first plans to use both the earnings from his investment in bank B, because he will, since he has invested in bank B, he will generally have certain amount of income from bank B. So he will use this to pay back the loan, and the rest amount he will collect from his business profit, from additional savings. So the question is, how much he has to take from his additional business savings. Okay, so how much Mr. Sharma needs to pay from business profits to repay the loan, that we have to find out. Now how we will find out? So obviously we need to know that how much, what is the earning, because he has to pay back to bank A in 3 years. So first we have to find out what is the bank's earning, what is his earnings from his ongoing investment, which is in with bank B, in 3 years, right? That first we need to know. The rest amount, whatever he has to pay back, what amount he has to pay back? He has to pay back the amount which is 12,000, right? That is the amount he has to pay back. So first we need to calculate how much amount he will earn in 3 years from bank B. Then rest amount he has to pay back from his profit, right? Now thing is that he has to pay back both principal and interest, not only interest. Interest amount we have already calculated, 12,000 that he has to pay. But along with 12,000, he also has to pay back this 50,000 principal amount. Okay, so total amount is 62,000 he has to pay back to bank A. Now let us see how much he will get from bank B. Okay, so from bank B, if I calculate the simple interest of bank B in 3 years, so 30,000 is his savings, 5% is the interest rate. How much he will earn in 3 years? Because he has to pay back bank A in 3 years. So we need to calculate only interest rate up to 3 years. So this will be 0, 0 will cancel out, and it will be 4,500. Right? So he has to pay back to bank A 62,000, and he will only have 4,500 as earning from bank B. The rest 57,500 he has to pay out of his business. So that is the answer. So answer A. Option A is the answer of this question. Now there are two parts, in 3 steps you can solve it. First you find out the total amount, how much you have to pay back. Then how much you are earning from bank B in 3 years. And then you subtract your earning from how much you have to pay back, total amount. You will get that how much Mr. Sharma has to pay out of his business profit. Okay, let us move to next problem. It says that if Mr. Sharma has invested an additional 10,000 in bank B under the same condition means there will be 5% interest rate and it will be invested for 5 years. Same condition means this. Given all other prevailing condition, if he invests 10,000 more, then what will be his total interest earned? Okay, so just we have to add our principal amount. In this case will become 30,000 plus 10,000, and all other numerical values will be same. So now our principal amount becomes 40,000, which I have written here, and all other conditions are same. So 5% is the interest rate and duration is 5 years. So 40,000 into 5 by 5 by 100 will give you 10,000. So if he increases his principal amount by 10,000, his total interest earning will be 10,000. Right? So this is all about simple interest, how we can calculate simple interest, given a specific case also, how we can calculate simple interest for borrowed amount as well as investment amount, and how we can compare. Right? So please practice this kind of problem as much as possible, especially case-based problem, and the formula of simple interest is actually very simple. So we will meet in the next video, next lecture. Thank you very much.